everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Rime of the Frostmaiden, Part 17. Today is April 25th, 2021, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of Curse of Strahd, Ghost of Saltmarsh, Tomb of Annihilation, Tyrant Security, as well as many, many more to come. We upload 3 times a week, and you can also catch us anywhere audio casts are made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us at that Discord. You can find the link in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this video down below, or audiocast, wherever. But if you already support us on Patreon, YouTube, and Twitch, and all of those other lovely spaces, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this wonderful show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, and we also have Tia masks. That's right, we have masks in the 5 glorious chromatic colors of our very own dragon goddess, designed by Cyberwolf1201 of Tyrant Security fame, where all of the proceeds of those masks in their mini styles end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So, hey Satan, who you playing today?
Hi everyone, my name's Satan, and today I will be playing Kuori, my Goliath Eldritch Knight fighter, and we both use she/they pronouns.
Oh, hi everybody, it's me, LizMac. Once again, we'll be playing our Sweet Bean Rock Gnome Cleric Lydia, and we both use she, her pronouns.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing as Hart, the Wood Elf Druid. And before I pass it off, I would also like to say, BlinkDog182, thank you so much for gifting those 5 subs at the beginning of the stream. We weren't even live yet. What the hell? Thanks.
We love you so much.
You're the best brother other than my brother, Tyler.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I will be playing Stag, the Wood Elf Druid.
And hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be the DM for tonight. Let us get started. Behold her everlasting rhyme, see how it covers all. Weep not for those she traps in time behind her glacial wall. When we last left off, our group was hanging out in the goblin city of Yarb-Gnock, which we learned is actually the gnomish word for home. Curious. Even more curious is the seemingly mechanically faced Yarb-Gnock the Ever-Gnawing, who is the chieftain of this goblin city, who engaged in diplomacy, which is to say a gigantic slap-bang fight with the folks in front of us regarding a possible trade deal between Yarb-Gnock and the 10 towns of Icewind Dale. And when he did remove the mask that turned out to be a mask that was his face, we learned that, in fact, he is a gnome. And nobody but the party has seen it. However, they have been informed that they need to leave immediately. They managed to negotiate their way into staying until morning when their sled is ready to go. But we'll just have to see how that turns out. After diplomacy has been finished, sorry, my normally very pale face was even paler as a light was shining directly into it. Okay. And I just downed a whole bunch of coffee too, so ready to go tonight. All right. So as you guys are leaving the pit in which you have just engaged in diplomacy, what is your plan for the night, knowing that you are going to be made to leave in the morning?
I would like to speak with Isabai, please.
All right, sure. I think that Isabai would actually be rather eager to talk to you. As you're leaving the pit, the vomitorium will open up. Knights in the courtyard about that. I'll talk.
Did you say vomitorium?
Yep, Knights in the courtyard.
All right, cool.
That's a huge rabbit trail. The audience stands, like the doors open up and like a bunch of goblins start pouring out, and they start chittering and jabbering around you, kind of like clawing at your clothes and like pushing scraps of paper and charcoal into your hands, wanting to get autographs from the folks who just engaged in the most exciting round of diplomacy that they've seen in years, it seems.
I was so big.
And they all want your autographs, and they all want to it seems like some of them are a bit grabby, and they're like trying to get souvenirs off.
Is it like when
you
you have a bunch of kittens and they start climbing up your clothes?
That's the way it is for Kuori, but for Hart, Stag, and Lydia, it's probably a lot more like a bunch of kittens that are the size of you or, bigger, and trying to crawl up on top of you, and you're as big as they are, so it's a lot scarier. The simile broke down.
I'm just trying to pick them off me like you do with cats, like by the scruffs, like, okay.
Yep.
Get down, please.
Isabai will kind of push her way through the crowd, and you can hear her barking in Goblin at the rest of the crowd and kind of fending them off a little bit. And she turns around, she says, well, that was amazing. You really got Yarb-Gnock to listen to you there.
Well, a little bit of magic and fighting usually does it. Isabai, would you indulge us in having a meal at our place, you and the rest of our group?
Yes, we have a few things to talk about, it seems.
Well, you did just have a meal with Yarb-Gnock, but
how about
a nightcap, if
some
you will.
drinks, yeah.
I was gonna say, if you know goblins, we're always down for a meal. Yeah. I was gonna say, you've really got a goblin appetite on you. You really fit in here. It's a shame you have to leave in the morning.
You could really say that you guys are used to goblin down meals.
Hell yeah.
Lydia will just put her head down and shave and start walking towards our rooms.
Isabai finds this especially funny because she's not as familiar with common puns, or rather puns in common, and she's especially tickled that works in that particular pun works.
Mm-hmm. But yes, join us for a nightcap. It's just grabbing more goblins and putting them down.
They're all just
they're really good climbers, eh? Shit.
I would think that if Hart had the more grabby goblins, he probably, I would say I'm totally down losing some gear. I have the trinkets that I started this out with. If goblins just take his trinkets from him, I'm okay with that.
They will take your trinkets and then press different trinkets into your hand. For instance, what's a trinket that you lose?
A trinket that I had was an insect encased in amber.
Oh, goblins would fucking love that.
Yeah.
You see a goblin take it and turn it over in his hands, trying to figure out how to get the bug, and it's all oh my god, I can't get the bug, and he chomps on it. Another goblin takes it from him and turns it over in his hands. They will give to you I'll say a walrus tooth that has been carved.
Tooth or tusk?
Tusk.
Okay. I was just a little itty bitty guy.
Just a little teeny one. That'd be funny. No, it's a walrus tusk. And it's got a some macrame leather on it.
Okay.
And it's carved in goblin.
Okay. Basically a knife.
Basically. Except it does piercing damage instead of slashing. Wait, knives do piercing, don't
Daggers
they?
do piercing, yeah.
This one's special. It does piercing damage.
Okay. I will write in my equipment special dagger that does piercing.
God. Okay. So as you're like kind of fighting off goblins and making your way back to your hovel that clings treacherously to the side of one of the peaks that makes up Karkalok, as you're walking along, Isabai will actually kind of tug on Stag's, I don't know, cloak, bag. What kind of clothes does he wear?
Probably just his cloak. He doesn't carry much equipment with him.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember the name of other goblins. I have them here. That's it. Okay. I was actually wondering, I think that this is really important for you to get this out to 10 towns as soon as possible. And she hands you the missive that she's been working so hard on. And she says, I can't guarantee that Yarb-Gnock's not going to change his mind by morning. So I was wondering if you could get this to 10 towns before then, or at least leave before he notices.
Sure. Which direction is 10 towns?
I don't know if I chose the right person for this.
Yeah, I got this. You can count on me.
Great. I'm going to send Click with you, if you don't mind, just to make sure that you make it.
Which one's Click? Is he about this high? Speaks Goblin?
Yeah, that's the one.
Love that guy.
Isabai will discuss this a little bit further with Stag and make sure that he's appropriately outfitted and informed, and that he for sure knows which one is Click. And she will get ready to go and have her nightcap with the rest of the folks. Is there anything that you talk about before Isabai shows up?
Hey, brother.
You were really good. You were really brave in there, Stag.
Just giving it the best I got.
You always did.
So, you guys gotta have your sled back. Sorry about, making you lose it in the first place. My bad.
Well, I don't think that was your fault.
All right.
Nobody knew. It's okay.
Then continue to think it wasn't my fault. But I kind of have to get going. Other things to take care of, and you guys seem to work pretty well together. So, I guess this is goodbye for now.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, it's not goodbye. It's see you soon.
How soon?
I don't know.
And
I
a
don't know where
threat?
you're going.
When are you gonna see me?
Just maybe soon, maybe
It's
sometime.
like, it's just a way of saying like see you later,
No,
like
now that he
a
says
friendly
it.
way. In a friendly way. Like we'll cross paths again.
Well, wait, Stag, before you go, and Lydia will start rummaging through her bag and pull out a few things, and then she looks in her bag, and this like moment of realization crosses her mind, and she, oh shit, Lucas is gonna kill me. In a second. Here, Stag. This is a special paper bird, and if you need to get a hold of us, then it will find its way to us very quickly. So just keep this for emergencies in case you get lost somewhere, or you're hurt, or you need help, or just if you want to say hi. And then that way you can. Okay.
You have to
maybe
put the
not-
hunter symbols down on it.
And maybe not if you just want to say hi. Maybe just for emergencies.
Only for emergencies.
It's a really
please.
bad idea
Yeah.
to tell him that if he just wants to say hi.
Just emergencies.
Just emergencies, but that way it'll get to us and we can come help if we can. But yes, that's for you. And then And then she pulls out 2 like wrapped gifts. That's say 2 Hart from Lucas and 2 Kuori from Lucas. And she's just looking at them in her hands and please never tell my brother that I waited to give these to you guys. I was supposed to do it like the day after he left, but I forgot. Anyways, we can open them a bit later. I had to give them to you, otherwise. Anyways, thanks again, Stag, for everything.
Yeah, no problem. And hey, who knows? Maybe I will see you soon, or not. I have no idea.
I don't either, but I hope to.
See
Sure.
you again sometime. How about
See
that?
you at some time.
Yes.
And-
It was good fighting with you.
It was really nice to get to know you.
Hart will cast Good Cookie and then give all 10 cookies over to his brother.
Thanks.
Of course.
And Stag gets ready to head out.
Does Hart have one more thing that he wants to say to Stag?
Have a good day.
Don't tell me what to do. Okay, bye.
And Hart just sort of like pulls his staff a little bit closer to his chest and just watches his brother walk off.
All right, thank you so much, guys, for letting me hop in. but
Yes, of
I do
course.
need to go to bed.
Thank you
We
so much.
love you.
Here,
Thank you so much
Tyler.
for being Stag.
And good luck unionizing the goblins or whatever.
Yeah.
Love you guys a lot. Everyone, take care. Good night.
Good night. Bye. Okay. Boop, boop.
Oh.
And boop.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm the DM now.
Oh, hey guys!
Just like that.
Oh, there we go.
Magic.
And
Wait,
now
no,
I'm Hart.
not at all. I thought that would work. There it is.
All is well. Okay. So as Stag gets ready to head out, sorry, I'm distracted. As Stag gets ready to head out, I think Click will actually kind of bum him off onto someone else. And that'll be the only warg that knows common. And this warg's name is Snarl. So Stag gets to mount up on a warg and ride off to 10 towns. I'm sure that's going to go over well with all the people there.
Oh yeah.
That sounds fine. Why? Where could there be a problem with this?
Snarl knows the way. It'll be fine.
Snarl can
All right.
speak instead of Stag. It's fine.
Snarl's probably the
Yeah.
better diplomat here. Oh, dude, I'm so on board for a warg diplomat named
Yeah.
Snarl. Hell yeah. Oh, and he's so well spoken too.
Does
He's
he
the
get a
one
little
guy
monocle?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just yes.
A little waist.
Hell yeah. I'm making another fucking note.
Warg
Doof,
diplomat
Benny,
named-
Hana, and Snarl. I'm not clarifying any of these. I'm just writing down names. Okay. So Stag heads off into the night, and the night belongs to Snarl. What do you guys do as you wait for Isabai to stop by for her nightcap?
Can I just confirm that we all saw that? Like the goblin guy is not really a goblin; is in fact a gnome.
Yeah.
Right? We saw that, right?
You'd be correct. He appears to be trying to use his artificer skills to disguise himself and control these goblins. I am not a fan.
No, the way he's not even a good leader. Did you see how he treated Isabai?
Yeah, he doesn't want to listen to anybody else's ideas. It's not good, and it's not healthy for the other goblins.
No, they shouldn't be tricked into being led by someone who's lying to them.
Exactly. People shouldn't lie about who they are. Look what trouble it gets if they
Exactly,
do.
Liz.
We're past this.
I'm not. No, I'm kidding.
You stab someone one time.
And then you just get verbally stabbed for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Oh, worth it. So worth it.
um,
So, I did want to say, I found the source of that weird chanting thing. I don't know what it is though. So
what's chanting thing?
for the last couple days, like while I've been doing stuff and like while I've been sleeping, and sometimes when I'm awake, I just hear like this, like it's like repeated words, but I don't know what the words say. But then when we were talking to the Goblin Man inside of the room, that those words just like were like really loud, and like I felt like it was like right there, and so that's why I had to step out while we were talking. Well, before the diplomacy happened, was because like I needed to know, and so I followed it, and I still don't know what it was. But then, well, Burning Star might have taken it.
Do you have it on you right now? What
And
does
Hart
this
just
thing-
like reaches into his bag and pulls out this large thing, this egg-shaped thing that has like a front display and a number pad on it, I guess is what it kind of looks like.
It just has a number pad. There's no display, but it is like basically a metal egg with kind of like a spiral hatch at the top. Like you can tell it's intended to open in sort of like a like the aperture of a
flower.
lens. Yeah.
Oh, like a lens. Okay.
I found this in the Goblin Chief guy's room. I think it was his
Oh.
room.
You took it. Okay. Can I examine it or?
Yeah. Absolutely. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, I'm proficient.
There is a strange kind of like there's nothing written on like the actual little tiles, like the keys of the number pad. And I'm using the word number pad, but like I feel like people in this world wouldn't have the like the words for that. And like each one of these tiles has a different array of raised bumps on it.
Okay.
That like has no pigment on it. It's just something that you kind of run your fingers across and you can feel.
I've pressed a bunch of
six-
these little buttons, and I don't know what they do.
Okay. 16.
16's pretty good. Yeah, you're able to determine that this probably can open. It's some sort of artifice that you're not necessarily familiar with. You know that artifice exists, but this seems more advanced than that.
Lydia, would you happen? I believe your family does some sort of artificery, correct?
Yeah, a little bit.
This seems to be within that realm. I mean, it makes sense if it came from Yarb-Gnock. He had the mechanical beast and all that.
Of course, I can definitely take a look at it. I 100% have my dice ready to go and not all the way over there. So what check would it be, by the way?
What are you trying to find out exactly?
Just more information about it, or like what it could potentially, whether it's magical in nature or mechanical only in nature.
Maybe how
Anything
to
like that.
open it.
Yeah, how to open it would be good.
Sure. Okay, give me an Arcana check.
Arcana. That I can do. I can really do that. This one. 21?
21's pretty good. Your guess is that you could either use magic to open this, like some sort of any sort of spell that you would use to open a locked door would probably work on it. Otherwise, you know of like some puzzles that are in dungeons that have to do with like pressing keys in a certain correct order. You kind of guess that would be what that's for. And kind of like running your fingers over these bumps and things, you reckon that it's some sort of language, though none that you've ever really heard of. Probably something like a language for a people who are more tactile than verbal.
Okay. So I'm not very familiar with this language or really anyone who uses a more like tactile way to communicate, but we can try and guess how to open it through cracking like the code. Additionally, Lydia is quickly checking her spell list because she remembers when we leveled up to level 5 that she got something, I think, that opens up anything. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. Never mind.
Dispel magic or knock or...
I mean, I do
Yep.
have Dispel Magic now.
Knock would work.
I don't have Knock.
Well,
So
how about,
situational.
how
Right.
about we
And Lydia will just knock on the side of the egg to see if there's any response. Just a little. Just a little.
No response. Just kind of hollow sounding and metal.
Lovely. No one's home.
well, how about we just leave it in the back and then we can open it tomorrow? And you shoot spells every day, correct?
Yes, I don't. Liz does not have Knock on her
Oh, shit.
known spells. So.
Well, worst case scenario, I can smash it open. Got to crack a few eggs, make an omelet, right? Am I right, ladies? Hey. Sorry, that's just me. That's me, not even Kuori.
I don't know if that would really go over easy, Kuori. When it boils down to it, we should really try to open it without destroying it.
And has Hart been hearing like this like chanting still from it, or did it cease when he like picked it up and walked away with it?
It ceased when you picked it up and walked away with it.
Okay.
So we just keep it with us until we can figure out how to open it. Yeah.
Okay, not
Does
a problem.
anybody have a bag of holding of sorts? Or
I don't know what that is.
perfect.
Is that like a bag that you put things in? Because I have one of those. That's where I was putting that initially.
It's a bag that you can put more things in it than you think you can.
So
So
a
it's
regular
technically-
bag.
Well, no, because this bag, even if it's small, it has a little dimension in it, so you can put so many things in it.
A pocket dimension.
Hart just nods and says, okay. Like he clearly
right.
does not get it, but he's learned better at this point.
I don't have one, no.
Perhaps next time we're in a large city, we could look at procuring one. We definitely have the money
Yes.
for it now.
That is true.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
Answer
does
the
your-
Daily Double. Sorry.
Kuori, you have a spell book. Does that happen to have knock in it?
Oh, hey!
I literally don't know, but I just remembered you had it.
I don't know. I keep forgetting about it because I don't have it on my list. I have it on.
In our
It does
in our-
have knock. Oh wait, guys, I have knock.
Wow, that's so exciting.
Wow.
You basically would only get one use of it because
Yeah,
you use it like a
yeah.
scroll, but
I'm gonna copy this into my items real quick. 1 second.
Okay, so I know we very much want to open this egg. I have a
Yes.
proposition though. Before we waste your one-time only spell,
Yes.
why don't we try to speak to our good friend Yarb-Gnock? And
No.
when I say speak though, I mean the type of speaking that we do with our fists.
So we're going to
Diplomacy?
diplomacy again.
Yeah, and maybe he can give us the code to the egg, and then if he can't, we use the knock spell.
Well, I feel like if he knows we have it, it'll get us into even more trouble. So
I'm not worried about
maybe,
trouble with him.
yeah, but he has wargs that I feel like they know if they were talking to him.
Okay. I really
She has the book open. It's like,
I don't think that the egg is something.
if it's pertaining to, I was gonna say indoors, Hart's dreams. We all know that that's important.
Of course, no, I wasn't trying to say that Hart's dreams weren't important.
I can Yarb-Gnock this egg open.
I know. What if we come across a door that we really need to open?
I'll smash it.
And we make Kuori really big, and then she smashes it.
Okay, all right, go for it then.
We'll figure it out.
Lydia will quickly try to type in just a code. She doesn't. It's just random numbers.
675-309. Damn it!
So you go
Yeah, she's just trying buttons while Kuori's getting out this spell book because she's like, I don't want Kuori to waste her spell, so I'm gonna try this.
Trying a bunch of them. I'll say that every time you punch in a 5-digit code, the light, those buttons will light up briefly while you're punching those in, and then once you have 5 buttons pressed, it goes and then the lights turn out.
It
And
kept doing that to me as well.
There are 9. Lights up and then
9. And it's 5 digits?
Yes.
Okay, before I use
You gotta
Wait,
try and guess
can
the
I
pin
can
code?
I can I investigate to see if any buttons look more worn than the others?
We are Sherlock Holmesing the fuck out of this egg.
Oh my god. Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Also, is oral spelt with 5 words or 5 letters or 6?
Do I get advantage because Lydia's helping me?
I'm holding the
Yes?
egg very steady.
Okay.
I will give you guidance.
Sure.
Thank you. Oh,
The two
thank
of you are
God.
The two of you are interrogating this egg. Hart's like, I'm helping.
I was on the bench.
That is a 24.
Jeez, okay. I'd say that, yeah, there's probably a few of these buttons that are more worn than others. But,
You won't let me Sherlock Holmes it, are you?
Well, I mean,
there are these 5 buttons, and there's only so many combinations. So let's start writing them down.
You start writing down
the.
you're able to determine that this is a situation where the code is numbers and not letters. And if it was in letters, it would be in a different language.
So you're saying it's not T9?
What's T9?
The old way of
Telephone
typing.
keypad.
Yeah.
The old way of texting. T9 texting, where you had to use
Oh,
where you have
yeah,
the
no,
3
it's
letters
not.
per
That's where my
Yeah,
brain went.
it's not. Well, it's so stupid. It was the way that you used to be able to put in letters in DDR.
Oh yeah.
That was my exposure to that. I didn't text until I had a flip out. But yeah, it's not T9. It's 100% just numbers.
There goes all my good ideas.
And honestly, Kuori, when you push down the number and kind of look at the sides of the keypads that were hidden when you push it down, they're a little bit slimy.
These are slimy.
We found it in a goblin home.
Hate that.
Out. So I don't know what you guys said.
These are slimy.
I hate that.
Oh God. Okay. Well,
As you're trying to figure this out, Isabai will knock on the door.
that wasn't me. I promise.
Hide the egg. Hide the egg. Hide the egg.
Scrambling.
I'll open the door because I'm big and I can cover the entrance of this doorway while they hide it. Hello, Isabai.
Hello. She's holding 2 bottles that are
Oh,
about
thank God you have
goblin
actual
size.
liquor.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
she brings it in and will like basically put like a pot on the fire and start warming up some snow to bring it to a boil. The bottle that she has is made out of like some thick ceramic, and she basically puts the bottle into the boiling water to warm it up. And she puts the other bottle out into the snow. And she's all like, I wanted you to try it both warm and cold, because that's the two different ways that we serve it. And some people like it warm, some people like it cold. And, you know, it's really up to personal preference.
Kuori's gonna take 2 cups, pour one cold, pour one warm, and those are for her.
This stuff is called Grugan. It's a like dark blue kind of
Grugan?
Yeah, it's called Grugan. Nights in the Courtyard. It's a dark blue kind of liquor, and it's made out of distilled root vegetable, which is like a kind of like a blue carrot sort of thing. So it turns out really sweet.
Lydia would like to pour a small amount to try. She just wants to have a little turnip of it.
Aww.
Just to make sure she likes it before pouring a full glass.
I don't know, Kuori's just downing that both ways.
When it's warm, it's very comforting. It kind of has like a cinnamon kick to it. But when it's cold, you can taste a lot more of the sweetness. It tastes more floral and honey-like.
Ooh. She's going to like it cold.
You would, Kuori.
I would.
Hart, would you like to try a small glass? It's very sweet, actually.
What is it?
It's a type of alcohol. It's a spirit, but it tastes kind of like a dessert.
Oh,
I think you'd like it. It's made out of vegetables.
It's
But a small amount.
like a thimble full.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit to see if you like it.
Hart will
Well,
try it.
actually,
Here, dip your finger.
Aw, she'll actually go out and like scoop up some like fresh white powdery snow, and pour a little bit of the liquor over it, kind of like a snow cone. Yeah, she's like, this is how we like to serve it to kids.
Hart's basically a child. He's here for it.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, if it's sweet and floral, Hart definitely enjoys this.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's sweet, it's floral. It tastes like if cookies grew on a tree.
I think Hart will
Like-
express it as such.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that is a good way of putting it. I hadn't thought about that.
Like he will just like nom, 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 like down the snow cone.
Maybe go just a little slow.
Yeah,
He gets
Lydia
this,
is
like,
definitely
concerned look on his face and just starts holding the sides of his head.
brain freeze. Oh, no.
Ugh.
Hart, if you rub your tongue on the roof of your mouth, it'll help with your brain freeze. Lydia is definitely like sipping her drink, but doing that thing where you're watching one of your younger friends get drunk for the first time. So you're just like, sip, look over. Okay, they're still alive. Sip. Okay, look over. They're still alive. Consistent.
Isabai has already like made herself at home, and like she's probably like she like whenever she like she's already had a shot each of the warm and the cold version, and she had the cold right after the warm, so she was also starting to get a brain freeze. So you tell her like the tongue trick, and you see her kind of going like bleh, 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 like a dog with peanut butter, and she's like, oh, I think it's working.
Yeah. But thank you so much for the drinks, Isabel. Trust me, I really appreciate it. But we wanted to talk to you about something. First of all, congratulations on your new deal, trade deal.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks again for that.
You're very welcome. Yes. Also, we have to talk to you a little bit about Yarb-Gnock.
Yes.
What? Why? What's wrong with Yarb-Gnock?
How long has Yarb-Gnock been leading you guys here?
He founded Cocklock, actually. We used to live in a cold, damp cave.
Oh, and how long ago was that?
Oh, has to be since about the great snowfall of, and she like counts on her fingers and mentions a year. That was probably like, I'll say like maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like about enough time for the town to have been built and established.
Mm-hmm.
And when she says snowfall, she says it in Goblin. You guys have probably been around long enough to infer that she means an avalanche.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we might have. First of all, Isabel, you by now you know we have no ill intentions towards you and your people, right?
No, of course not. But Yarb-Gnock, he's always been suspicious of outsiders. He never really lets them stay for long.
Well, we might know why. Lydia,
Overall,
do you want to take the lead on this?
I just had a couple quick questions, Isabel. Like, overall, does Yarb-Gnock treat you guys well? Is he well liked amongst the goblins, or more of a he's the only boss we got, so I guess we got to deal with him?
Well, honestly, he's really kind of quiet. For the most part, he just kind of comes out whenever something important's going on, so that we can, get a good look at him and be all like, "Yep, that's our boss." But for the most part, he just kind of lets us gambit ourselves.
So you guys are mostly making your own decisions about like who is going to be leading a certain party or a certain project.
For the most part, yeah. But like I said, he really dragging his heels on this whole trade thing. And I don't know, he just really doesn't like outsiders. I feel like maybe his parents got killed by him, or maybe his parents got ate by him, or like
Does that happen a lot?
outsiders called him something mean.
Well, Isabel, we only give you this information for you to do with what you wish. We don't know if it's good or bad, but Yarb-Gnock is not.
Yarb-Gnock the ever-knowing.
Yeah.
Long may he reign.
Lydia will take this opportunity to telepathically, because I have telepathy now, interrupt Kuori and just sort of say, do we want to shatter this illusion for them? I know I said a big talk on unionizing the goblins, but what if this just sends them into chaos and the consequences of our actions? And Kuori, do you really want to tell her? And then, like, Lydia, you look over and she's just sweating.
I can't respond back.
No, you can't.
Good old telepathy. Sharing
Yeah.
anxieties with your friends. It's
one-sided.
telepathy.
Corey's gonna just look to Lydia and be like, they should at least know.
Hey, Isabel, we leave this in your discretion as to what you want to do with this information, and we're here to help and support you no matter what you choose. Sweat pouring down.
Isabel, you see, when we were fighting, once we finished, we saw Yarb-Gnock, and it seemed he is not a goblin. He took off his head, and it was a gnome underneath. The gnawing that he does apparently is mechanical, like things he builds, and he uses an illusion sort of magic to keep the mask looking like a goblin. Ever noticed that he's always kind of pointing at it?
Are you sure you didn't get into the groove going a little bit before diplomacy?
No, this is my first time with it.
Oh no, Hart.
I know it sounds strange, but if you really put the pieces, he doesn't really speak. When he does is through other people. That's gnawing. It's mechanical. If you look at it, there's a pattern to it. And you can watch him actually cast something towards himself constantly.
He's a gnome, Isabel. He's a gnome. He's not a goblin. He's a gnome. That's why he wants us to leave, because he knows that we know. And I don't think it's fair that he's hiding his identity. He may have done a lot of good for you guys, but he's really a gnome. He's not a goblin.
Well, why would he do that? That doesn't make any sense. That can't be true. Yarb-Gnock, he's been with us since the beginning.
Well,
He's just an old grumpy goblin. Why would he do that?
well, maybe because that way he has some sort of position of power over you. I mean, maybe that's why he doesn't like outsiders. He'll think they'll know eventually.
Or maybe, and I don't.
I mean,
I'm gonna put her glass down and reach over for the bottle and just kind of
Yeah.
like take a swig out of it and like sit there and think. You can see the gears turning in her head. And she's all like, that explains why I'd be so good with mechanics and tinkering.
Yeah.
Explains why he knows so much gnomish.
yeah. I mean, Lydia, didn't you say Yarb-Gnock is home in Gnomish?
It means home in Gnomish, and you can see that Lydia is like quickly. A game of Pong is going on in her head between disguise self bad. Maybe he has good reason, but he's leading these goblins under false pretenses. But he's done a lot of good, but they deserve to know the truth.
And there was that group of adventurers that we were fighting right before the avalanche happened. They did have a gnome with them. I thought all of them died. And then we did find Yarb-Gnock in the snow after that.
Oh, well,
I don't want to make an excuse for anyone disguising themselves to gain power over another group of people, but I can't understand, I guess, if he feared for his life or just wanted to belong. And then once you start, it's not really an easy way to stop unless, you're like a doppelganger or something.
I feel like you're putting an awful lot of words into his ever-gnawing mouth. He doesn't really talk much for himself. I don't really even know who he is.
He doesn't even speak Goblin, maybe.
Oh my God.
it's possible he doesn't.
Maybe that's
Um,
why. It's because he doesn't even speak a Goblin.
What? Maybe he has done good for you guys, but I don't want him to use you all to his advantage for his own personal gain. You guys deserve to be able to grow out. You deserve to be able to make trade to grow your society. And his fear should not hinder that.
Well, I think you're right about that. But the question is, now that we know, what do we do?
Take off his head in the middle of a crowd.
His fake head.
His fake. Yeah, that one, of course.
I don't know if that would even be good. A
Um,
lot of our society has been built on the kinds of things that he's introduced to us.
Well, just because he's taught you things doesn't mean you have to make him your leader.
I know that I know several goblins in this town that would go on a rampage, start breaking things. They try to destroy everything that he's ever made. Do you know what happens when a chieftain is overthrown in goblin society?
Is it diplomacy?
There's a reason why there isn't a town before Yarb-Gnock.
Oh, well, how about, I mean, Isabel, not going to lie, but you're a pretty good leader.
She leans back. She's still got that bottle, and she just kind of stares off into the middle distance. She's like, it's a lot of responsibility.
Look, I don't presume to know what it is that you want to do or how Goblin Society works. This is first Goblin Society that I've ever heard of or encountered. And I know that, unfortunately, sometimes knowledge is a painful burden. But the choice as to what to do isn't really ours to make. This isn't our home. but you deserved to know.
If you are happy under his rule, then there's no reason for you to not continue. But if things start going south, you all already have a society. He has introduced the tools, but you have all worked to build this.
I think you're right. I think that just because things have been a certain way for a while now doesn't mean it has to keep being that way.
No, if things are like that, then everything would be like this no everlasting blizzard, Fuck that.
Well, maybe what we actually need is a little bit of real diplomacy. And when she says diplomacy now, she means it in common.
Oh, the Lydia is good at that one. I'm good at the other diplomacy. She's also good at the other diplomacy, but she's also good at this.
I think we're both pretty good at both kinds of diplomacy.
You've given me a lot to think about.
We do only... Sorry to interrupt, Spy. We do only have until morning when our sled's ready, but if you need to go on a walkabout, or you're welcome to stay here and chat things out with us, whatever you need, we'll support you as best we can. Hey, Hart, you doing okay?
You want another snow cone?
Yes.
I'm gonna give him another snow cone.
Bless him.
I remember. I will give this to you if you remember to eat it slowly.
Lydia also walks up with like a full water skin of some water as well, puts it right next to him, and then a couple good cookies right next to the water skin.
If you drink that water skin.
Slowly.
Okay.
Lydia will also go and grab a bucket and put it just out of Hart's eyesight behind him.
Isabella's going to stand up, still kind of considering, and head for the door.
I wish we could help you further, but like he said, he wants us out of here by morning.
She looks back at you, kind of like a serious look on her face, and then she gives you sort of a lopsided smile, shows you her sharp teeth, and she says, "It's fine. I think we can figure this out. No worries."
I'm sorry to put such a burden on you, Isabelle, but I thought you deserved to know.
And knowledge is never a burden. It's just another way to go forward.
Lydia would like to check to see if Isabelle, how she's feeling, and whether or not she's being serious here. Does she feel a little bloodthirsty? Does she feel a little... Yeah.
I'll get an insight check.
Good insight numbers. Away from my spells, back to my skills. Ooh, that's good. Oh, that's very good. 26.
Really good. You can see that this knowledge is kind of weighing heavily on her. And she has had a bit to drink. So, she's not really hiding her feelings so well as she might like. But she does seem to be trying to make you guys feel better.
Isabelle, whatever you need, you let us know. We're here for you. We're friends.
Sure thing. I think I just need to go for a walk.
They're really good friends.
You go for that walk, Isabelle.
She'll head down the ladder.
Did she leave a bottle? Because I really need the drink right now.
She leaves both of them.
Oh, thank the fuck God. She just takes the bottle that Isabelle was originally drinking and just starts drinking from it.
Hounds it. All right, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Lydia will slow down drinking,
19.
seeing Kuori pounding the bottle, just so that one of us stays relatively sober.
19. Really good. Makes you feel warm inside, but there's no rumblies in the tummy that you're aware of.
Yeah, after a bit of a drink, they'll just sit and relax and then drink some water.
All right. The night goes on. Anything else that you plan tonight?
I think if Hart's been drinking, he probably passes out real quick. Like once like anything, like if like conversation is low, but he's probably just like sitting where he was and his head just like tilts forward.
Kuori will carry him to the bed and tuck him in. Tuck him in, but like when you put a drunk friend in bed, like you put them like upside down with like their hands, so that if they throw up, they don't choke on their own throw up.
Right.
Mhm.
Like that. I'm just going to take a bit of a watch until tonight, Lydia, just in case.
Okay, not a problem. I'm happy to sit with you for a while if you want.
Sure, yeah. I'll stoke the fire a bit so we can get a little bit of warmth here for you.
Thanks. Kuori,
Yes.
I know that things have been better over the last little while, but I still feel really guilty about everything that happened with not me. I think
It's not your fault.
I know, but I still feel responsible because it was me. I really wonder how, even though a doppelganger can be a perfect replica, from the things that I've heard from you guys, she sounds very similar yet so different from me. I think that's why I've been so against Yarb-Gnock. I understand that disguises and needing to fit in and not being able to be who you are, who you really want to be, is just a fact of life, but it scares me. I don't ever want to I don't ever want to have to be not me again, or have someone pretend to be me.
Lydia, we can't take responsibility for the actions of others. You did not go out and look for a doppelganger. You did not ask them to be you. It could have also been me.
I know, just I was gonna get a doppelganger, why couldn't it be a useful one who stayed and helped my parents at their shop, or did all my chores for me so that I could have fun with my friends. Not one that tries to stab my brother. Oh, speaking of,
And she hands you again from over by our packs the little wrapped gift that just says in charcoal, to Kuori from Lucas.
He'll open it.
And if you open it, you see that it is it's Kuori. So it's a figurine carved out of wood of you. And I reach into my bag and I pull out a much smaller one of me. And they actually, the way that Lucas carved the bases, they fit together.
Hart has one too. Thanks for being a piece that just fits with me.
And she gives Kuori a big hug.
Kuori just gives the biggest bear hug. Thank you for being a piece that fits with me.
And Lydia will just curl up in Kuori's lap and fall asleep.
Kuori will summon her sword and is going to attach the charm at the end of it.
Oh.
And then look at it for a moment, and then with a flick of their wrists, it leaves with a little snowfall that like little bits of like snowflakes that kind of fall down and then melt into nothing.
Lydia is audibly snoring in your lap. A snore that you wouldn't expect to come from such a small gnome. But
Kuori just picks her up, puts her like on her chest, and just lays on the little couch with like their legs over the couch. They're too big.
All right. The night passes uneventfully. Hart, your dreams tonight are kind of fuzzy. You know how like after you've had a little bit of alcohol, you never actually have a deep sleep. You kind of just keep on dozing throughout the night. That's basically what's happening with Hart. And he has like kind of like snippets of dreams here and there. And underneath all of them is that ever-present chanting, however distant it may be. And at some point, while that chanting becomes kind of like the constant droning sort of white noise that it eventually does, you start to have a kind of fuzzy idea of a bird in a nest, just kind of scratching around inside of it with its feet. And it will like scratch with its feet and then kind of look around with its head, turning this way and that to look at it with both eyes. And then there's more scratching. And it's kind of frantic as you come to realize that the nest itself is empty. And the bird continues to scratch and look and scratch and look until finally the bird turns around, just sort of looking, staring down into its empty nest. It turns its head completely around towards you. And you can see that it has a mechanical goblin head on its face and the eyes are glowing red. All the while that chanting is going on in the back of your mind. And it starts to get kind of over. It's like there's two different tracks of audio going at once, which is increasingly more nerve-wracking, as the second track of audio sounds a little bit like Lydia's nervous chatter. I know that Hart wasn't the one who heard the the increasing anxiety of her patter towards Kuori, but that's the exact same vibe that you're getting from it. You can only get certain words every now and then, as it seems to be in Gnomish. Every now and then the word is like found out, or so long, or secret, and it's just like this muttering, anxious self patter that goes on and on until finally you get another image of a spider that seems to be caught in its own web. And it's just kind of twisting and turning and trying to pull its legs out of the web strands. And that nervous patter gets louder and louder, kind of making the chanting start to fade into the background. And you see little baby spiders start to crawl up the web of the spider, and start to swarm on the spider itself, and it struggles even harder, and then you wake.
I feel like Hart, like, this is his first time really with booze, anything processed, and like he is just like waking up, and like he has the beer sweats. Like, it's definitely like he is just like, why is my mouth so dry?
Does he get like the headache hangover or the tummy ache hangover?
I think his is probably like a tummy ache hangover. Like, it's just like, because his friends watched over him. Like, he doesn't have like a horrid hangover. He's not like feeling like death incarnate or anything like that. It's probably just like, oh, I probably should have had something other than good cookies yesterday.
Yeah. I'll say that Hart wakes up earlier than the rest of the group. You can just see the barest light of morning in the windows, and you can hear the activity of the goblin village beginning to come alive.
Yeah, Hart will stow the egg. Like, they hid it yesterday, but like he's actually gonna like put it in the pack, get it all ready to like, as far as he's aware, we're shipping out today. So like he's got nothing else to do until his friends wake up. So just pack up, get ready. And then once he does, probably just at least like look outside, see the hubbub, and just sort of like watch everybody move around.
You look outside and you can see the goblins moving about. Like there are a few with like hammers and wrenches, and they're like, it seems like there's a team that's been deployed to fix the bridge that was smashed that you saw earlier. For the most part, it's just a bunch of goblin activity. Running around, wrestling in the snow, fixing things, breaking things.
Yeah.
As they do.
I think Hart is just watching this little town go. Like, he's been in towns before, but he's never witnessed it. Like, he's never witnessed what is it, like the sound of industry. Like, he's never like seen things moving this way, and I think it's fascinating for him. There's a goblin swing band just like setting the mood for everybody.
When Kuori wakes up, she'll gently wake Lydia up. That like gentle like shoulder, but like I feel like Kuori's hand takes like Lydia's entire back. So
No,
it's like
Lucas, it's not time for school. I'm sleeping. Go away.
Lydia, you need to move. So
Huh? Wait. Oh, sorry.
It's like a little bit of drool on Kuori's shirt.
Lydia will rush down, straighten herself up, and
do we want to have a good breakfast before we leave?
Yeah, we should. Should we maybe try and find Isabai?
We should. I kind of still want to open the egg before we leave. Maybe it's something that could help Isabai.
Okay, if that's something that you want to do, we've got your back.
Would everyone be okay with that? I mean, you found it, and it seems to be important to you, Hart, so it's up to you.
I think if we open it, the bird won't be sad anymore.
Okay.
What bird, Hart?
Did you have another dream?
Yes. I don't like the way... It was very tasty, what we had yesterday. But it makes my dreams feel funny.
It can do that, yes.
I don't like that. There was a bird that was like scratching around in its nest, and it was looking for the eggs underneath because, you know, sometimes the eggs go missing. Other times, like foxes and squirrels and things will take them. They're very... don't trust them. But the bird was looking around, and then after it had like gotten done and it looked really sad, it looked back at me and it had like a metal face. And I think this might be the bird's egg, but if we open it, then maybe the bird won't be sad anymore.
And if there's a baby metal bird in it?
Well, Hart's dreams are like metaphorical.
I know, but an egg's an egg.
Okay, let's open it.
Kuori's going, new baby, new baby, new baby.
New baby. Okay, give me that egg, Hart.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sizable thing. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Like, how big was it again? Like...
It's Lydia size, I think we said.
Halfling or gnome sized,
Yeah.
yep.
She'll take it, kind of sit down on the ground, like cross-legged. Like, it's one of those, she's one of those people that you can, like, just plop down cross-legged already. And kind of put it, nestle it between their legs. And they'll open the book, take out the knock spell, this page that has it. And unlike the fireball spell, which they crumpled up into a ball and threw it as a fireball would. They're going to hold it between two hands, like at the sides with their fingers, and their tattoos are gonna light up again, very almost like morning light, very softly, and the magic's gonna run into the paper, and the words are gonna light up. Eventually, they're holding the paper, but it's almost floating between their hands. They're not holding it, and each line of the paper kind of breaks into its own separate little little strip of paper, and it starts wrapping around the egg, and the ink starts going from the paper on the metal, and it starts glowing, and you can see her eyes glowing the same way. And then very loudly you hear just 3 knocks, almost like a giant knocking on a steel door, and then the glow is going to spark out and open the egg.
All right. When that spark occurs, the number pad will actually depress in the correct, like on its own in the correct code. And then there is a and the opening or the egg opens in kind of a flower petal arrangement. And you see smoke begin to kind of pour out of it. And a platform rises out of the egg, just like, and on the platform is some sort of crystal.
It's a black.
No, it is purple, and it has kind of a dull, pulsing light inside.
Could I make like an Arcana check to see
Grabby
if I know
hands.
what this is? Oh no!
Yep.
No! Can I slap his hands away?
Hart goes to grab it, and you see it begin to glow a little bit brighter. And then you slap his hands away, and it goes scattering across the floor, just thump, 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 thump. And then it just starts pulsing again.
Don't touch it yet.
Why?
We don't know what it does.
It makes the chanting noise, and having it and touching it makes it stop.
Okay. Can I make some sort of Arcana check to see what this is if I know?
Yeah, Lydia would also like to inquire as to what the fuck.
Actually, let me see. Do I have... I do not have... Nope. The only
Whoever
useful-
has the higher Arcana can give me a check at advantage as the two of you work together to kind of examine this thing.
Have +7.
+6, so you can do it.
Guidance. I guidance myself. Alright, so with
Oh,
advantage and a +4. Oh baby. Natural 20 plus a 4. So
Awesome.
31.
Plus
All
a
right.
guidance.
That was, yeah, I rolled a 4
Okay.
on the guidance.
Oh, shit.
That sounds great. Looking at this thing, you are familiar with a lot of sort of gemstones and things.
Mhm.
This is not any gemstone you've ever heard of. This cannot be found under the ground. And kind of like, do you, when you examine it, do you actually like pick it up with your hands?
Was Hart holding it with his hands?
Yes.
I was going to try.
Then yes, I would pick it up with my hands.
Sure. You pick it up, and it begins to glow brighter, even brighter than it had when Hart had picked it up. In fact, you can, like, it emits like a really bright light, which is unusual for Icewind Dale. Because typically there's only ever dim light. The sun never rises over the mountain range. So like it just starts glowing brighter and brighter the more you hold it. And if you hand it to Kuori, it like the light will dim. And if you hand it to Hart, it will dim even further. It seems to glow brightest when you're holding it.
Maybe it's because you're a gnome.
You also get the idea that you could possibly attune to this.
Why don't you guys just give me a few minutes to sit with this and try and figure it out? I mean, gems are kind of my thing, but I've never seen one like this before.
Okay, Hart, I'm sorry I slapped your hand away.
That's okay.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to make you breakfast? Some nice roasted
Yes.
veggies? Okay, come on,
Yes.
let's go while Lydia
Hart's
looks
like,
happy.
I should let them injure me more often if it means free food.
And you have a present from Lucas as well. You were pretty tired last night, but I put it right next to your bedroll.
What's a present?
A gift.
Oh, well, that's
He made
awfully
it for
nice.
you.
Oh. And Hart will go over and open up the Prezi and just sees like little wooden version of him, and he just like holds it up next to his face, and you just see he has a big smile on it.
It also very specifically has our Chewinga friend carved into your antlers.
I miss him.
Wait, Lydia, will you take out yours so you could show him?
And she takes out her little Lydia piece with the short hair.
Kuori will summon her sword and show him hers, and then kind of put them all together.
And they all fit with Kuori in the middle and Hart on the left and Lydia on the right. And there's little cutouts on either side of Lydia and Hart. And it's so that our family can grow. But we all fit together.
I'm not crying. I just got something in my eyes.
And I think
It's okay.
Hart just like looks at it for a really long time. And then just, thank you. Thank you.
It was all Lucas. It wasn't me. I should have given them to you earlier, but it's been a little crazy.
Yeah, and Hart will like just take his little wood piece back, and he just like clutches it pretty tightly in his hand, and then just like stuffs it into one of his pockets on
Wait.
the inside.
Hart, hold on.
And Lydia will pull out this really thin silver thread, and there's actually a loop in the top of one of the antlers on the Hart statuette, and she'll tie it to his quarterstaff so that it's right there. And then you look, and she takes back her little piece, and it sits on a thin silver cord that's attached to her raven that holds her cloak together so that it sits on her heart.
Yeah, Hart just, again, like, he's usually a very expressive person, but he's very reserved and just, like, nods.
All right, now you two crazy kids go and get some breakfast. I'm gonna see what I can find out. Yeah, can you bring me back something greasy?
I'll see what I can do, yeah.
Thanks.
Come on, Hart, I'll show you how to make some really mean breakfast potatoes.
No, I don't want them to be mean. They should be nice.
No, mean means okay, let's talk a little bit about language.
Bless. All right, Kuori and Hart learn how to make breakfast potatoes, and also learn how words can mean many things. There's a specific phrase for this, and it's completely leaving my mind. Quack. Lydia, you're gonna spend some time trying to figure out this rock. It's a very interesting rock. You get out your like jeweler's tools and stuff, and like hit it with a little hammer and listen to its resonance. Test to see how hard it is, and et cetera, et cetera. It has some very interesting qualities. You find that kind of like reaching out with your arcana and getting a feel as to what this thing does and what it's about. It actually interacts very interestingly with your telepathic abilities. You get the idea that if you attune to this, it would extend your telepathic abilities to double the distance of what you could do with them now. And if you give it to somebody else and they attune to it, they would gain telepathic abilities based on whatever their intelligence was.
That's a choice. Oh. Mm. Oh dear.
These are the things you are able to learn about it.
Lydia will wait, and she's looking at it again with her jeweler's glasses on. Lydia will wait until the others return from... Actually, no. So how much... Okay, so my telepathy right now
is 60 feet.
So it would be 120 feet.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Lydia's gonna wait to attune to it until the others get back from breakfast, and we can decide what would be the best option.
Okay.
Kuori's gonna make some like really good breakfast potatoes. Does Hart eat eggs? No.
No.
She's gonna make eggs and bacon on a separate pan, but just give him some nice roasted veggies and bread, for his breakfast, and bring Lydia just like a bed of like breakfast potatoes with sunny side up eggs on it, like really greasy, and then crushed bacon on top.
Kuori, I love you so much.
I know.
And in between bites of food, Lydia will quickly say,
so anyways, this gem. So you know how I can do that thing where I talk inside your head?
Yes, I'm very aware of that, yes.
Or read people's minds. Hart, no, you can't have a cookie right now. You just ate breakfast.
Just like a frown, like no actual telepathy necessary. You can, like, he is very clearly like.
But if I were to spend some time with this gem and add it to my personal belongings, and my equipment, my telepathy would be doubled. So I'd be able to talk to you guys or hear you guys from farther away. I would be able to read other people's minds from farther away. But if one of you two took it and sat with it for a little while, then you'd be able to have the same telepathy that I do, and we would be able to communicate without speaking. So I don't know what the best option would be, whether it would be better for me to have greater distance and thusly more powerful telepathy, or for one of you two to also have telepathy so that we can communicate without speaking, as long as we're within 60 feet of each other.
These are all questions Hart has never once considered as a possibility for anything.
Hart,
here, Hart, have some mushrooms.
Yay!
Can I ask you, if you had the ability to read someone's mind, would you want to?
No.
So maybe this isn't something that would be good for you.
I don't understand why people can't just be upfront with what they want to say. Why would I need to read their mind? They should just be telling me.
Well, sometimes maybe if there's enemies nearby and we have to be really, really quiet and we need to say something to each other, communicating without speaking would be a good thing. Or if we're far away and quickly need to tell the other person that we're in trouble, but we can't say it out loud because we don't want the person who is giving us the trouble to know that we're calling in backup, it does have its uses, even if it is a little bit of a privacy invasion.
I can just make a strong wind.
I mean,
if it's
Lydia,
if we're in danger,
yes,
I can make
can.
it smell like lemons or something.
Lydia will take a moment to sort of break up the tension and just kind of pat her tummy and says, well, if I eat any more of this breakfast, I can make a strong wind too, but
That's a different kind of. Anyways,
Lydia, come. We can talk this through. I mean, it would be helpful if we could both communicate back and forth like this. It would be within 60 feet, but it'll also be useful if you could do it longer.
at a greater distance.
At a greater
yeah.
distance, yes. But that is up to you.
DM, is the only thing that changes about my telepathy the distance, or am I able to get more details without the other person knowing, or is it just distance that it modifies?
The only thing that it would change is the distance.
Okay.
If you didn't have telepathy to begin with, it would give you telepathy at that distance already. It completely depends on what your intelligence score is.
Oh! I'm a very smart cookie.
With your insight, you would reckon that it would do about the same thing for both Hart and Kuori, and basically just give them a telepathy of 60 feet.
Yeah, I have a 17 intelligence.
Oh shit! It would give Kuori a telepathy of 120.
Oh,
Well, then it makes the most sense for you to have it, Kuori. As much as it would be cool to have a greater distance, it does make sense for us both to be able to use it.
only if you're sure.
I'm sure.
And Lydia will hold it out for you to take as it's like glowing in her hand. And she does that thing where like she'll just hold on to it a little too tight as you're taking it out of her hand.
Are you sure?
Smiling.
I don't...
No, it's fine. Take it.
Okay. Do you want more bacon?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That'll help.
Kuori, as the gem changes hands, there is a knock at the door. Very strong one. It kind of makes the door rattle in its hinges.
Using telepathy, because we just discussed it. Who is outside the door?
That would be Snoopsook and Snort,
Oh,
the
Snip, Snip,
sheriffs
Snort.
of Karkalok.
Shit. I'm going to put the crystal inside of my shirt, inside my armor, because she has armor. And okay, Nights in the Courtyard hidden answers, please. She'll put it like inside their armor, and then just kind of look at the egg and just like.
Lydia will like throw her bedroll over the empty eggshell, and then put her bag up next to it as if she's kind of like throwing all of her stuff in a
Just
corner
roll
stack.
it in the bedroll, so like it's like on your bag already, like ready to go.
It's a
like rolling a
3-foot
body
eggshell.
like rolling a body in a carpet. Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then Kuori will again open the door. Because she can probably block it for like a second extra of time.
Yep. You see
Snoop.
You see the weirdly naked face of the Warg, which is very canid in appearance, about twice the size, like dire wolf sized, I'd say, but like naked face like a vulture, and it's just sitting there kind of smiling placatingly at you, and Snoopsook is like hanging off of him because the Warg is just barely hanging on to the side of this cliff basically, and Snoopsook kind of goes "Rak, rak, rak," and Snort says, yes, I'll only be just a moment, and he turns around, he smiles back at you, Kuori, and he says, do you know why I'm here?
Take us
We're
to our
here.
sled?
You see him kind of like narrow his eyes as though he's trying to read you. And you hear Snoopsook say more from the back. And he's like, yes, I'm getting to it. And he says, Chief Yarb-Gnock has gone missing.
What? It's like actual surprise. It's like
we're going to need to ask you a few questions. And that's where we're going to go on break.
Excellent.
Okay.
A disappearance most foul. I am
And
loving
there
this
were
game so
none.
far. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back. Hello, everybody, and welcome. My light is still off, but that is no worries. We have returned from break. Hope y'all are ready for some bullshit. Wings, take us away.
My coffee's worn off, but you know what? We're going to push through. Hey, everybody.
Second win, baby.
Second one. Any minute now. When we last left off, the goblin police had showed up to your front door saying that the chieftain's gone missing.
The what?
Yeah. So they will invite themselves in and begin asking you a few questions like where were you last night?
Here.
Yeah, all sorts of things like do you have an alibi? Who were you with? Et cetera, et cetera.
Here with these people and sleeping.
They will say that they know that you were supposed to leave this morning, but considering the circumstances, they're afraid they can't let you do that.
Do you need my passport or something? No, I'm not gonna say that.
Your Icewind Dale passport.
My ass and no passport, yeah.
It's your lottery ticket.
You
Oh,
can
woof.
take that, that's fine.
Yeah, you can have this.
Do you want us to just stay here or
Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to leave the gates. The guards have been told to look out for you and not allow you passage. I'll have you know that it isn't just you that are our suspects. There are a few other people who have had qualms and quarrels with the chieftain in the past. We're just trying to get this all figured out and settled as quickly as possible.
Yes, we understand. So we can leave this house, just not the just not Yarb-Gnock.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want some bacon?
You see Snort's nose like doing the little whiffles as evidently he can smell the bacon. And Snoopsook like openly salivates at the thought of that. And
Okay.
Snort will decline, but Snoopsook does grabby hands.
Okay. I'm not trying to bribe you. We're gonna take this on the road, but we're not gonna be on the road, so here you
Of course
go.
not, of course. Snoopsook takes the bacon and just
Yeah.
and then like Snort gives him a look and Snoopsook offers him one slice of bacon and he snaps that up and just kind of nods like, yep, that was proper. And he says, have a nice day. We will probably be seeing you again soon, depending on what our investigation brings up.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Leaves.
Have a nice day.
Greasy bacon waving.
Just he
Few
waves
drops.
it in like gripping the bacon, but just like waving the bacon back and forth. Yeah, I think Hart would probably say,
I think he ran away. My dream last night, I heard, it was kind of muffled, but I heard somebody saying the phrases found out, so long, and secret. And then my dream shifted, and there was a spider that was in the middle of a web that it had made, and then a bunch of the small spiders were going to eat it. I don't know if that's a dream or a nightmare.
It's something. Well, why don't we try to go find Isabel? See if she's around. Actually, can I attune to this real quick before?
I'll allow you to attune to it.
Okay. What do I look for, DM, since I don't know what this is?
What? Oh,
Do
yeah.
I-
Yeah, go ahead and type in Psi Crystal. PSI Crystal.
Intelligence. Oh, cool. They have it for different intelligences. This is
Yes. And since you're in the highest intelligence category, you get the full 120.
Ooh.
But it is super bright, and that light does not go away.
Well, can I kind of... Can I put it in my bag?
Mhm.
Or just leave it inside my plate armor? Or is it still like... Am I
Like,
just glowing from the inside now?
If you only have like one layer, there's definitely like a glowing effect going on.
I'm God.
Like you kind of have to wrap it up first
Yeah.
and then put it in your bag to prevent it from
Yeah.
glowing. So
I'll like take I
Can
think I
sh-
have like... Go ahead. What?
I was gonna say, does it still work if it's not directly on her person? Okay.
well,
I think because
I
it's
think-
a tune, I have to have it on my person.
I think with
Okay.
attunement rules, that's kind of yeah.
Next question then, can she attach it? Because you can magically summon your sword now, right?
Yeah. Am I
Can
just
she-
gonna have a bunch
can
of
she-
keychains on my sword?
Can she attach it to her sword and still have it count as on her person?
If the sword is like unsummoned and just like in the ether,
Yeah.
does it go into a demiplane?
I will
I'm
let
pretty
you
sure with
know.
Pretty sure with
It
Eldritch
says,
Knight, it just like reappears in your hand.
once you complete, you can't be disarmed of the weapon unless you're incapacitated, and you can summon it as a bonus action to your hand. If it's on the same plane of existence, you can have up to 2 bonded weapons. That's all it says. Maybe if I click on it, it'll tell me more.
I feel like
okay.
So like
go
the,
ahead, keep
implica-
talking.
the implication of it is that you still have it on you. It's just you're able to immediately get it to your hand. So it's not.
it's like a Thor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you can like pull it to your
Okay.
hand. Either that or it like disappears from where it's at and then reappears.
Yeah,
I know
it
that
disappears and reappears.
I feel like Hexblade talks about like storing it in a demiplane.
While Kuori is attuning to it, Lydia is going to pull out her jeweler's kit that she has, and she's going to fashion a chain that would be large enough for Kuori to wear around her neck, and then she's actually going to rip off part of her bedroll and sew like 2-layered pouch for the stone to sit in on the chain, so that Kuori can wear it around her neck, and it's covered in 2 layers of like thick bedroll. So it looks a little bulky, but at least the light is covered, and you can slide it out if we need the light.
Yeah. Okay, then when you do that, she will put it like still inside the armor just in case. To do so. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Lydia," but it's just in your head.
She will respond back, "Hey, Kuori," but also in her head.
This is super cool, isn't it?
It's so cool.
We
I
can
really
shit
like-
talk about people without them knowing. I'm kidding. We can just, also shit talk people without them knowing.
Unless
it's just Lydia and Kuori just staring at each other.
Yeah, you don't even have to be looking at each other to do it.
No, I know, but right now I feel like they're just looking at each other.
They're giving each other like sassy looks.
And then all Hart hears in his head is like, "Sup, Hart."
Hart just is like looking around.
It's me. Just hi.
Lydia will like telepathically say to Kuori, Hart probably gets enough voices in his head, so we probably should refrain from doing that to him unless it's an emergency.
Oh, okay. In your
The fact that he acted like it was something normal. Like, this happens.
Yeah. Okay, well, why don't we go out and maybe find Isabel, or take a look at the town, see what's the talk is and all that.
Yeah. DM Wings. When Lydia was looking at Yarb-Gnock through the illusion, did she see anything that he was like wearing or any sort of identifiable objects?
Gosh, most of his body was covered, is the thing. The most identifying objects would be, honestly, a fairly poor goblin disguise that was obviously cobbled together with like various scraps and metals of an artificer.
Any no sort of like necklaces or rings or anything like that.
Looking at the art, sure, a necklace made out of bones.
Cool. Lydia is going to take a moment and cast locate object on that necklace of bones, and if he's anywhere within 1,000 feet, I'll know where.
Okay, so like just be. How long does that spell last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I sense the direction to the object's location as long as it is within 1,000 feet and on the same plane. If the object is in motion, I know the direction of the movement.
All right, let me just check and see how big Karkalok is.
We could do it while we like kind of just walk around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here we are.
I will state that it does say the spell can't locate an object if any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet, is blocking the direct path.
I would also say, as a point of reference, 1 mile is 5,000 feet.
I see. Oh, yeah. 1,000 feet is definitely, like, much larger than the, than Karkalok itself. But you did say that if even like one, how thick does the lead have to be?
It just says even a thin sheet blocks the direct path between me and the object.
Gotcha.
So if there's like a lead-lined room or something specifically against scrying, then it would be a no-go.
Okay. Nothing procs off of that.
Damn it, there was a second level spell.
Rassum. What is your first stop as you begin your investigation of Karkalok?
Isabai?
Yeah, do we know where Isabai lives?
I'm pretty sure that you can get pointed in Isabai's direction.
Yeah.
I will say she's probably like in town square trying to calm down some panicked looking goblins. You could see her like putting her arms up placatingly and speaking to some really concerned looking goblin citizens who are chittering at her in their goblin language. And like the energy of Karkalok has definitely changed. Everybody's kind of like rushing around. They're not really like meandering or speaking to each other. They're all just kind of like literally like running around and like picking up things and looking under them and like just trying to find their chieftain.
Okay.
I swear I left him around here somewhere. Honey, did you check the fridge?
Like picking up mugs and looking inside of mugs and
I think Kuori will kind of like wait like till they're done talking, but kind of being like her peripheral so she knows they're there.
Yep. She'll see you and then kind of approach. And she says, I have no idea what happened.
We don't either.
You didn't do this?
No. Why would we do this?
Do I believe her?
She gets like a really concerned look on her face, and then she tries to like put on a smile. She turns around and like does a thumbs up to the goblins behind her.
God. What can telepathy do?
So you can detect surface level thoughts without them knowing. You can probe deeper, but they will have to make a wisdom saving throw and they will know that you're doing it.
Okay. Can I just get her surface level thoughts then?
Sure. She's kind of panicking. Her surface level thoughts say they found a note in his room. A blackmail note Who the fuck gave him a blackmail note?
Would you happen to know anything else on the matter, Isabel?
Were there any clues in his room, in his quarters? Did there, like, was there any sort of sign of a struggle or
Were there any
anything?
rats nearby? Or small creatures?
She like kind of looks around. She tries to see if she recognizes anybody who knows common, and she says, you know, still trying to smile and look placating. They found a note in his room, a blackmail note. Are you sure that doesn't sound familiar?
I don't. That was
What did the
not.
note
What
say?
did the note say?
It said, "We know your secret."
I mean, we do know his secret, but we didn't leave any note.
It was written in common. There's only so many people that could be from.
Isabel, we swear we just stayed there. Hart was too drunk. I was just happy to have alcohol again.
There are dwarves who can turn invisible.
There are
Too drunk? Or just drunk enough?
No, like he was passed out. Like he did not move.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh God. I have +0. Shit. 10. Average.
Okay. Yeah, she totally believes you.
I don't know how to prove our innocence, Isabel. We like.
Isabel, if you'd like, I can cast a spell that makes it so that we have to be truthful. We have nothing to hide. We were in our rooms all night. We told you about his secret. If we wanted to blackmail you, we wouldn't tell you that we knew his secret. It just doesn't make logical sense.
Listen. There's no way he could have gotten out without anybody noticing. This place is like, it's like a beehive. They never sleep. There's always somebody awake. There's always somebody on watch. Somebody would have seen him leave.
What if he made himself look like somebody else?
Or found a place to hide.
Or
If
what
he
if
could do
there's
that,
a
don't you think he
secret
would have done that
exit?
already?
No. It seemed like he had a good thing going here.
And also, he has already, made himself look like a whole different race.
I don't know. Now that you mention it, I have seen him try to leave multiple times and then just get turned back by the guards.
Oh.
Honestly, I thought he was just going for a walk. But that was back when I just thought he was Yarb-Gnock, you know?
I mean, yeah, but also, Isabel, wouldn't it be kind of stupid for us to leave a note in common? I mean, I know a lot of people think Goliaths might be a little stupid, but we're not. We're actually very smart.
I don't know how to make the hunter's marking.
He doesn't know how to write, so he's out of the question.
I think
He can't cast Hunter's Mark.
No,
I think Hart at this point turns around and just starts cawing up at the sky, and he's going to start ritual casting a Find Familiar spell.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, he's busy for the next 10 minutes.
Caca!
I mean, we could compare handwritings.
I think that the more important thing would be just to find him right now. If you're saying that the guards have never let him leave before, I doubt he has left the city, so we just have to find him.
Maybe he's hiding.
I tried to cast a spell to see where he was, because he wears this bone necklace and I can locate it, but it didn't light up, and that normally only happens if there's this metal called lead blocking it. Do you know if there's anywhere that has a lot of lead?
She
Arklow?
You see her eyes kind of dart around. She looks at the cages that are in various corners of the courtyard, and then her eyes go up the center tower to where that giant robot is hanging from a bunch of ropes.
I swear to God, if he's in the robot, shit.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure that's the only thing made out of lead around here.
Then I think that's where we should check. Look, your sheriffs seem very intelligent and smart, but I think we do have a better chance of finding him since we kind of know the whole story. Well, at least like a chapter of it instead of just a page.
Question, Isabel, was that thing always here? And she'll point at the construct.
No. We dug it out of the snow one day.
Has he worked on it at some point?
Tried to make it work, but we couldn't get it moving again.
Well, maybe we should go check it faster.
She's looking like a little bit nervous up at this thing, and like she kind of nods. And like this thing is like strung up kind of like a puppet on strings, like with its arms out, like, ooh, I'm big and scary. And it seems like this was pretty intentional. They were trying to like make it look scary to like ward off potential invaders.
Mm-hmm.
But like now she's kind of looking at it in a different light, like, oh dear, this thing could be dangerous.
Yeah. Should we go?
We should go.
We should go.
Caw-caw!
Okay, Hart, what kind of bird comes down for you?
It's the same bird that was in the 10 Towns.
It's like breathing really hard. It's had to go a long way.
It's been following him, probably waiting for him to die. Like, oh man, I'm gonna eat the shit out of this guy once he dies. Like, it's just hanging out.
So it lands, caca, as in you're still alive.
Yeah, and Hart will just like, what the fuck does that supposed to mean? But
Like still alive, I see. Yeah, go on.
And then Hart will ask for it to do the same thing that it did back in the 10 Towns and like give a description of the gnome that they're looking for. Or at least like, we're looking for a gnome or a goblin that left this place sometime. Can you fly around and see if there's anybody like in the area around us that is like leaving this place? And if there is, let us know.
Roll me a D100.
This bird is like, geez, you summon me only when we need to look for gnomes.
That is an 83.
That's really good. See what kind of information it could give you on that, because that's pretty good.
The bird's got
That was
2 hours to figure it out, so...
Yeah. That was a luck roll, for one thing. Okay. It'll sort of like give you a bird affirmative and fly off.
Sounds good.
You're gonna go head up and check out that that statue.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are able to the way that you can get closest to it is to go to that broken bridge, essentially, and it'll take you about eye level with the robot, or you could go to the middle tower itself and kind of look down at the robot from above.
Well, we want to get in the robot, right?
Yeah, you'd have to climb down from above to get to it. Either that or like, jump
in the eye.
theatrically from the middle bridge.
How much is it broken?
It looks full, or the bridge itself.
Yeah.
There's about 60 feet of open space between
Okay,
each
let's
end of the
go
bridge.
to the tower.
Okay.
If everybody agrees.
All right. You go up the tower and you look down from above. There are a few cages hanging off of the tower, but there is also that robot just kind of suspended from ropes hanging off of various bits of the tower and off of the bridge as well. You can hear the ropes creaking ominously. Give me a perception check.
I hate this.
Guidance.
Well, hopefully that'll help because I got a 9.
A 9?
11.
Okay. You hear the ropes creaking, and there's also kind of a faint whining sound, like.
We gotta get into this robot, and we gotta get into this robot right now.
Get to the robot. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Donk, 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 donk.
Get in the robot, Kuori.
I'm getting in the robot.
Beep bop boo doo boop boop bop beep.
I would like to get into this robot.
More and more Foley construction noises. You're gonna hop down onto the robot?
Yeah.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Jesus Christ.
As you're doing that, the carrion bird will alight on Hart and let him know that he looked in all of the places that he had seen this gnome/goblin you described before. And he found the corpse of that cat that you had fought last night. You all know that this cat was a robot.
The mechanical one, yeah.
Yeah. But like the bird understands it as a corpse, mostly because it has been flayed and opened up and the parts have been pulled out of it.
That was 15, by the way.
15's really good. You land on the robot. You hear like a rope snap. And you can hear the rope straining a little bit more. You are now on top of the robot. The sound of construction grows quiet, and then you hear bzzzt, 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 boom, 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 boom.
Just can I help everybody else down to the robot, like hold my hands up for them to jump in? Or maybe not, since apparently the ropes are breaking. I'm gonna go into this robot.
All right, you're gonna look for a hatch.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
Jesus Christ. 12.
Okay. Looking around this robot, it seems like it actually has very similar construction to that egg that you opened up today.
I don't have knock anymore.
You are able to find something that looks like it's a hatch, but there's no handle or anything. Like you kind of like slip your fingers around the edges trying to find like some purchase, but it feels like it's locked from the inside.
Jesus Christ. Can I... Is there a possibility that I could kind of like put the edge of my sword on the edge and kind of pop it open?
Sure. Give me an athletics
I don't want
check.
to break my sword though. Don't make me.
Do you have a crowbar?
I have mess kit, and I have a spoon.
I see. It sounds like the sword's the only option at this point.
Yeah. Or I could use my shield, like the edge of the shield, and just kind of like.
I have one of those things.
Yeah, I'll do that. I don't want to break my sword. Athletics, you said?
Yes, please.
11. My rolls are just going lower.
You stick the shield in there and you start pulling, and you hear the crunking of metal, just like crunk. And you look down and you see there's now a big dent on the side of your shield. Meanwhile, the sounds of construction have ceased from inside of the robot.
Kuori with telepathy. He's like, this isn't good. To everyone, to Isabai, a Hart, and Lydia. It's like he's in there working on something, and it just stopped.
Okay.
Hart will send his bird and ask it to see if it can find any way inside.
Sure. The bird will kind of like start flying around, kind of like caws at Kuori a little bit, and then like lands on the statue's head and like tips its head down at its face. Is this a find familiar spell, or
Yeah.
is this a okay? Are you gonna look through its eyes?
Yeah, why not?
You look through its eyes, and you can see through through the eyes of the bird into the eyes of the robot, which are semi-translucent. You can kind of see some movement from the inside, and then suddenly the eyes of the robot light up.
Oh shit!
Hart just like grabs at his own eyes because a fucking giant light just got turned on to his bird eyes at the moment.
When Hart goes into his familiar's eyes, do his eyes glaze over with stars?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't a burning star thing. This is a heart thing.
What does it look like, Hart? Do they just cloud over?
Well, one of them does. The other's already cloudy. I think that his eyes probably just like look like the bird's eyes.
Like black.
Yeah, just kind of like they just
Turn-
like vroom.
They turn black and beady. And meanwhile, like the bird has like one brown eye and one clouded over eye. So it has to like turn and look with the eye that can actually see.
Question. Once these things light up, is there time for Kuori to kind of like maneuver their way down the head and kind of just smash through the eye like a window?
The eye isn't that large, but you could like smash through it and like stick your hand in there.
I want to smash through it and try to grab Yarb-Gnock out of there.
Okay.
Just smash through it and cast a lightning lure.
That sounds like an amazing first action once we roll into initiative.
Okay. Great. 5.
Kuori!
I also rolled a 5.
Oh my gosh.
I think
This is amazing.
Kuori,
Woo!
It's like when was it here that we all rolled natural 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone rolled a 5.
I got an
Everyone
8
rolled
in
a
total.
fucking 5.
I got a 5 in total.
We really are a party of 5.
Lydia rolled a 5 in total.
Yeah.
And Hart got a 8 in total.
Yeah.
I think Corey's dex is higher than mine, though. Mine's only +1.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've got an
mine's
automatic. I've gotten it's worked into my sheet. I literally have all of your stats worked into my sheet. It's Dex first, then Wisdom, then Intelligence, then Charisma, then Strength. Yeah.
Man,
Then I don't even
that
count Constitution because that doesn't
initiative
make sense
micro
to
that
me.
that you taught me on Roll20 helped so much today.
You just click and then click again. It's very good. All right. Well, even though everybody rolled very low, so did the Shield Guardian and also Chief Yarb-Gnock.
Oh my God.
So Hart, you're actually at the beginning of the round as you see this thing start to come to life. You see its limbs begin to shudder and jerk as more ropes begin to snap. Kuori kind of like stumbles and begins to like move forward to try and get to the statue's head. What do you do?
Hart is going to get off the bridge. This looks like a very dangerous and treacherous place for him to be. And he is going to say Burning Star, and he is going to go into his into Archer form. So I get a bonus action to try and shoot you said Shield Guardian?
That's what I said.
Yep. Okay. So that's a 12 to hit.
That will not hit the Shield Guardian.
That's what I thought. However, Burning Star then looks out at this creature. Question: you said that it's never like good light. It's always dim light in Icewind Dale. Is that because of cloud cover?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm going to use my 3rd level spell for Call Lightning, which
hell
is
yeah.
increased as long as there be clouds above. So that's a positive on that one. Let me see.
Alrighty.
Here. Under such conditions, the spell's damage increases by a d10, so I'm going to be rolling 4 d10 damage for this. However, I'm going to use a meta magic, so that way it is not Call Lightning, but it is Call Fire. And I'm just going to bring down a quick pillar of flame from the sky, as my brother would call it, Skyfire.
Alrighty.
Okay, so I got these die. Okay, so that is going to be for 20 points of fire damage if they fail a dexterity save.
Oh, I can't imagine Shield Guardians would be very good at that. I don't think a 7 makes it.
No, so that's 20 points of fire damage.
Alrighty. So it's fire coming down from the sky?
Yes, it is just a quick, like a lightning
Fire,
bolt of
fire,
fire that
fire.
just shoots down.
So just
A red lightning bolt?
No. No masks call back on this one.
a lightning bolt blasts down from the sky, and there's a scorch mark left in the armor of this robot that you're on top of, Kuori. On the Guardian's turn, it's going to reach up and snap the rest of the ropes holding it. And Kuori, suddenly you go into a free fall as it begins to descend rapidly towards the ground. You can see goblins screaming and running. Give me a dexterity save.
Ugh. I don't know why I keep using these dice. I can't read them properly, but they're really pretty. 14.
14's going to be enough. You manage to hang on as like you feel yourself starting to rise a little bit off of the statue, and you like reach out and snatch onto its armor and like basically ride it all the way down, and then boom, you feel like its legs absorb the shock of the fall.
Mhm.
And then it basically does the 3-point
superhero,
landing.
yeah.
Yes, superhero landing. And it shudders back up to its feet, kind of looks around, and it begins to walk off into the direction of the back of Karkalok, I'm gonna say. It kind of like turns back towards the tower and ducks under one of the bridges and starts heading towards the canyon, actually.
Shit.
Lydia, it's your turn.
Okay, so would Lydia know whether or not this was like classified as a creature, or if this is some sort of magic-based automaton? As in she could dispel its magic.
It looks pretty construct-based to you. In order to dispel its magic, you'd have to get at its power source, you think. And typically something like this would have a protected power source.
Okay, Lydia it's running away now, right? We were up on a bridge, except Kuori is on the robot.
It is moving away, but it's causing a lot of carnage as it does so. It's going deeper into the goblin village, essentially. Little goblins are just running around, fruit carts are being turned over, crates are being smashed, cages rendered into twisted metal.
My cabbages!
Ah, my cabbages! In goblin, so.
Okay, question.
Would Lydia have enough forethought to know whether or not sleep would affect the automaton creature?
What is your arcana? It's like a +9.
+7.
+7. Yeah, I think you'd know enough that like a construct can't be slept.
I'm trying to stop this thing, not hurt it necessarily.
The thing piloting it might be.
I don't have to see it. I don't have to see the thing piloting it. It is within 90 feet of me, yes?
If you run.
I run my full movement speed, and then I'm going to cast Sleep at 3rd level.
All right. Cool. Go. So the way that sleep works is that you roll for like a hit point number, and then like it starts with like the lowest amount of hit points, and then goes onward.
It does say creature. Oh no, it's just creatures within 20 feet of a point I choose. I'm gonna aim it so that it's because Kuori said that, or we saw that like there is movement in the eyes area. So I'm gonna aim it at the top of the robot so that like the 20 feet sphere is like the bottom of the sphere is the robot's head, and I that way do not affect goblins on the ground.
Okay, all right. I'm liking this so far. This is good. All right.
You're gonna have to give me a minute because I have to roll 9d8.
What's fun about this
I
is
can
that
do
there's
it.
no save.
There's not.
It's just it either works or it doesn't.
Okay, d8. This is a d8. I need 9 of you. Roll, my babies, roll! Ooh, that's a lot of 8s. Oh, it's not a lot of 8s. 46?
The robot slows down. And it's actually stops mid-step. So it goes like, and Kuori, you start to get that sinking feeling again that comes with falling over.
Fuck.
This thing is like 20 feet tall. So it starts to tip. You can hear more goblins starting to scream. On your turn, what do you do?
Night.
Can I hang on really tightly?
Yep, give me another deck save.
Oh, I was trying to cause less carnage. The consequences of my actions.
13.
All right. You manage to hold on. It begins to twist in midair, so it's about to fall on top of you. And at the last second, you are able to like do a quick like pull up and like flip so that you're back on top of it again. You ride it all the way down, and then boom.
God,
Like,
I must look so cool doing this.
oh yeah, hell yeah! Like dust and snow go everywhere.
She has a 3-point landing on top of the robot.
On top of the fallen robot. You're able to look into the face of this robot, and you can see there is a figure that seems to have been sprawled out on like in the back of the robot's head. I believe you wanted to smash this robot's eyes.
I do. I want to smash my hand through it, and as it goes through it, I want to cast Lightning Lure.
Shit.
So he needs to make a strength check.
He can't. He's asleep.
Sleep.
Well,
Now he's about to be big sleeped.
he's about to be
you-
big asleep.
He's gonna fucking die. That's what he's gonna do.
no. If he's asleep, if I see that he's asleep, I'm not gonna do that. Can I reach in and grab him? Like,
Yeah.
is it like okay?
Yeah, you like you like punch in, smash the eyes of this robot, and you're able to just like kind of in the same motion, grab this little gnome like a squeaky toy, just like ew, and then
Yeah.
like pull him out.
Oh my gosh. It's the claw game.
The claw.
What you have in your hands is a unmasked gnome. He's got kind of mousy brown hair. He's completely out, just like having a heckin' snoozle. But he is wearing the like furs and armor of Chief Yarb-Gnock. And most pointedly are his most what is the word? The most damning evidence.
Identifiable?
Yeah, identifiable. The most damning evidence are the leather gloves that have been stained kind of like the yellowy green of a goblin's skin, and have like these iron nails as claws stitched onto each one of them. But here he is.
Yeah. While he's asleep, I'm gonna fucking hog tie him and throw him over my shoulder.
All right. Goblins are beginning to like gather around and look confused, whispering to themselves, like, "What is this? Why did the thing come alive? Who is that?" And Hart and Lydia are able to catch up.
So
We found him, Isabai.
Found him. I just hold him up by like the back rope.
I actually had an idea
Yes.
or a thought, which is
Okay.
So I still have Call Lightning up, which is attributed to fire. Could I basically have these flames streak across the sky and try and burn up the cloud cover so that way sunlight can actually fall on this place?
Okay. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Why do you want sunlight and where?
I want sunlight above this place because there hasn't been actual sunlight here in God knows how long.
Okay.
That's
So
it. It's really
Kuori-
just like he's still burning star mode, so it's more just like these can go away. And he's just sort of like erasing them just
Sure.
by looking. That's it.
Okay. Interesting. Kuori's got this guy by the shirt and just is kind of holding him up. These god rays begin to spill down onto the city of Karkalok. She becomes silhouetted by light as basically a spotlight falls on her as she's standing triumphantly over the shield guardian. And above her, like this dark shadow is like looking down at her from the tower with the one glowing eye appearing from the shadows, and then Lydia also arrives on the scene and like hops up on the shield guardian and is standing next to Lydia, and it is quite the sight. The goblins are looking in awe.
Like, oh, the Mizuba is all Kuori saying.
Isabai kind of like looks around and approaches, and she's like, "How do we want to handle this?"
It's your call.
It's your call.
If we want, we can come up with a story to tell the goblins. We really need to talk to Yarb-Gnock or whatever his name really is. Maybe I have an idea. Go with me on this. Just follow my lead, okay?
All right.
Don't lie to them, Lydia.
What?
Don't lie to them.
Okay, but what if we just, for a moment, calm them? Because they're all very panicked. And what if we just kind of say that this is like a magic show that we're putting on? Or I
Well,
don't know.
I think, to be honest, this is going to be more evidence damning this guy, which is going to help. I mean, he clearly doesn't care about the town if he was going to destroy it to try and get away.
You're right. I just wish we could hear his side. What am I talking about? I don't care about
We
his
can
side.
talk to him still. He's not dead, but a truth that hurts is better than a lie that sounds sweet.
I'm gonna pull an RJ here, and Isbai's gonna do a good boy roll. And that'll decide exactly what happens to this fucking gnome.
Also, does telepathy work through sleep?
You could have, it wouldn't be surface level thoughts unless they were having dreamies, but you could dig lower. Unless you would rather, no, because dream spell is you deliver a message. Telepathy would just be like, you could dig and prod around, but they'd be unconscious.
Isabai's gonna hop up onto the shield guardian, and she like basically like says like, hand him down, let me have a look at him. To Kuori.
What?
Isabai basically like gestures you to like hand him down so that she can have a look at him.
She's like, she's just holding him in front of Isabai.
I want you guys to realize what a Scooby-Doo moment this is. You have literally unmasked
the villain.
Unmasked the villain in like a fucking like robot thing. This is an actual episode of Scooby-Doo. She kind of like paps this guy on the face, and he like looks up and around. He's like, uh-oh. And she like puts a finger over his mouth, and she says, if you want to live, you're gonna listen to me. And he like looks around, and he's all like, he just nods fervently, and she says, come on to the healing huts. And she like hands him back up to you, Kuori.
Okay, and just carrying him while he's hog-tied.
She turns around and says something in Goblin to the crowd, and they all kind of start whispering amongst themselves, and you are ushered off to the healing huts. What is Burning Star doing up on that tower?
I feel like as soon as there is enough of like the regular sky that's there, it's just dismissed. That's it. Like, he just wanted to make a block out of this like dreary mundane sky, so that way these goblins could see regular sky again.
And I do believe that like this causes enough of a distraction. Like, these goblins haven't seen clear sky since for 2 whole years. And for knowing the life cycle of goblins, for a lot of them, that's their entire lives. So they're all just kind of looking up in awe at this crystal robin's egg blue sky up above them. Just a circle, honestly, in these gray clouds that has been basically punched out of the sky by this creature up on their tower.
And then eventually just like dismisses, because he can stay in this form for like 2 hours now if he wants to. It's a long fucking time. But yeah, just eventually dismisses it, and then Hart like has to ask his bird like, oh, where did my friends go? And thankfully he's just kind of led back to where the rest of the group is.
All right.
You see
I think it'll
Kuori
take
just waving you down.
I think it'll take a little bit of time for Hart to reunite with his friends. Meanwhile, in the healing huts, Kuori, you are led by Isabai into the healing huts. She takes you into one particular place, and there's kind of an elderly-looking goblin lady. She's one of those people who like age has sagged her face so much that her eyes always look like they're closed. And like when she speaks, you can see that like most of her mouth is devoid of fangs, except for like maybe 1 or 2 made out of stone. Isabai will speak to her in Goblin, and there is some like affirmation from her. And Isabai says, this is Manifex. She's one of our oldest healers.
Okay.
It's nice to meet you. Do you need any?
Lydia thinks for a moment as she's about to offer help, but then just like takes a step back and watches out of respect for the elder goblin.
Corey's just gonna put him down on like a chair or a bed. Still
Mm-hmm.
tied.
Yep. He's like just he is like sitting like stock still, like staring directly off into the middle distance, like this is it, this is how I die. He's got these like bright baby blue eyes, and his hair is just kind of like all messed up. It looks like he experienced a few electrical shocks on the inside of that shield guardian as it went down. So it's all just kind of standing up and looking singed. And Isabai will like jab a finger in his direction and say, all right, you're going to explain yourself. You've been a gnome this whole time.
Lydia will cast Zone of Truth, just as a heads up.
Sure.
Because, oh boy, she really wants to get to the bottom of this. Let me press the button. Okay. So they need to make a charisma saving throw of 15 or higher.
All right. He's a gnome, so he gets advantage on that.
Right. Tricksy gnomes.
It is a failure, though.
Okay.
There is why he should answer your questions truthfully now. I don't really like using this spell, but I think that we all deserve, especially you guys, some truthful answers for once.
All right. Who are you, really? This guy kind of looks around the room, and he goes, "Don't hurt me."
We're not gonna hurt you. Just tell us what the fuck you're doing here.
Okay, honestly, this all got a little out of hand.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Mhm.
It got pretty out of hand.
Oh, we know you're not gonna lie.
And she like points to all of the Zone of Truth, how everyone else sees it, is we are now in a sort of ethereal snow globe that is the radius of Zone of Truth. So there's a little bit of a
It's
curved
like Twilight
sphere.
colors.
Yeah, it's got like a light shimmering metallic silver purple to the outside, and softly these little flecks of snow are falling and like kicking up around our feet. But if you like look at one of the specks for too long, it disappears. So it's really just like when you close your eyes really tight and then open them and you get those like little fairy dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is, because if you focus on one for too long, it's gone. But yeah, we're essentially my Zone of Truth, Lydia's Zone of
It's a
Truth
snow
is
globe.
it's a snow globe.
His goblin hands are like, you know, the fake goblin hands, which like look too big for his body now, are like sticking out from underneath the ropes that he's been tied with. And he like gestures with them as he talks. He says, "Okay, first of all, my name's not Yarb-Gnock. That's just what they called me when they gave me a bone to chew on, and then the mask malfunctioned and it wouldn't stop chewing. Yarb-Gnock, ever-gnawing. Yarb-Gnock means ever-gnawing in Goblin. That's what it is.
So
My name is actually Spellix Romwad."
Sorry, can you repeat that for me?
Spellix Romwad.
Where are you from, Spellick?
Where is Spellix from? Oh my god. Waterdeep?
Right. And how exactly did you find yourself in this situation that got out of hand?
I used to be an adventurer.
Yes, we heard that. They defeated you and then found you in the snow.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say I got defeated by nature. Maybe, yeah. The avalanche buried me and my whole crew, and while they were digging us up, I managed to actually, like, I had a little bubble, a little air pocket, and I could still hear the goblins up above, and I knew they were going to be digging for us, for our loot and everything. So I figured the only way I had a chance of survival was to pretend to be one of them.
Okay.
I have a question. Does Zone of Truth like force him to tell the truth, or does it like
It doesn't compel
He-
you.
Yeah, it doesn't compel. He just cannot lie, but you don't
just-
have to say anything.
Okay. He keeps on like making faces while he's talking. And like he will start to say one thing and then like turn it back around to what is evidently the truth. He's all like, that Zone of Truth is really good stuff. Usually I cannot stop lying. That's kind of how I got into this situation.
Mm-hmm. So what? You became one of them, show them a few of your tricks, and then they made you chief.
That all mostly just kind of, happened on accident, mostly, for the most part, yeah. And I just kept on getting deeper and deeper, and the lie just got bigger and bigger, and like bigger than I ever thought it would ever get. And then I was chief.
Would it be like you got tangled in your own web of lies?
It's a lot like it. And then like a bunch of baby spiders came out and started eating me. You ever have that nightmare? It sucks.
Right. So, Isabai. This was clearly a sort of he clearly has, look, Spelltech or whatever the fuck your name is. Spellix, right. I'm not going to remember that. You destroyed part of their town.
That was completely on accident.
What did you expect was going to happen when you woke the shield
It's a
guardian?
bit of a rush job. You didn't really give me a lot of time. What with the note under the door and everything?
What note? We didn't write any note.
You didn't write a note? Then who did?
Someone looked at Isabai.
She shakes her head. And then you hear in common behind you, "It was me." And you turn around,
Snort.
all in unison, and it's the old healer standing in the back of the hut, just kind of templing her fingers. Manifek.
Manifect, all in unison.
Yeah. This really is a Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah.
Yes, I've known all along that you weren't actually a goblin.
Why did you not?
It comes with being a healer.
That makes sense. Why did you not say anything before?
I thought it was funny.
You know what? That's pretty, yeah. Right.
I wanted to see how deep a hole he would dig.
I love this old healer woman. So what's now?
That's a good question. I don't think that we should necessarily have him as chieftain anymore. Not that he did anything useful as a chieftain. But he did help build this town.
Well,
He introduced a lot of technologies that we didn't have access to before, and as it turns out, we have a knack for it.
how about Why don't you, as trying to pay off what he did, he could work for you as artificer or the next chieftain and help further the society even more.
Community service, you think?
Yes. Right? Spell whatever the fuck your name. That's more me than Kuori.
Yeah. Spellix Ramwad.
Spellix. Okay. Right, Spellix. Community service is good.
Better than the
death.
alternative.
Yeah. Because those
Yes.
goblins will tell you apart.
Yes, it used to be that we would throw liars off of the cliff.
Is that what you want, Spellix?
Shakes his head vigorously.
No, you're not going to cause any more problems, right? You're going to help.
I'm definitely going to cause more problems.
Looks to the two ladies.
Sorry, I wouldn't have said that. I just really, really want to lie right now, and it's hard to stop talking.
Right.
She just Manifek kind of looks over at you guys and shrugs. You can see her smiling impishly. Perhaps artifice is not the only tricks we should learn from outsiders. Young gnome, this zone of truth, do you think you can teach me?
Oh, I don't know. I've never taught anyone a spell before.
Well, perhaps if you can teach me, if I can learn this zone of truth, then perhaps Yarb-Gnock can finally learn to tell the truth without coercion.
I'd be happy to try.
That's a good deal.
She smiles.
Right, Spellix?
This is great.
You know, Manifect, I know that we are outsiders, but if I was able to cast my votes towards someone and they wanted to be chieftain, I would point my finger at Isabai.
I think Isabai is a good option. But I am interested in passing power between a few more hands. Perhaps a council.
That makes sense.
A lot of changes with the goblins are coming.
Changes.
Hopefully for the better.
If these changes, could we come back and visit? Because I kind of really like you guys.
You are welcome here anytime. Why is she so sinister?
I don't know. You're giving me like creepy vibes.
It's just the voice and that, like, she's templing her fingers. Like, you can't help it.
All right. She will step outside and kind of like look a little bit surprised as she looks up at this bright blue clear sky. And she kind of stands there in wonder for a moment and then like looks back down and then sees Hart standing in front of her. And meanwhile, all of the goblins are also staring at Hart in wonder.
And Hart just gives a big smile and says,
Do you know where my friends are?
They are all around you. And she like gestures to all of the goblins. And like they each start to kind of like step forward. And I'll say that like one that is like about half the size of each one of the other goblins and has like these enormous eyes, just kind of like steps towards you, Hart, and like reaches out like little teeny claws towards you.
Hart will squat down so that way he's eye level with them, and he'll just like put the palm of his hand out with a good cookie.
This critter will like reach forward and kind of put his hand on your hand on the cookie, and then like look up at you, look up at the sky, and then back at you again. And you can see that he's got like all these like needle sharp little baby goblin teeth in his mouth.
Does he have like ones that are like on the gum on top of the others because they're like growing in and pushing around?
Yeah, I'll say that there are a few that like have like some of the baby teeth have fallen out and
Yeah.
like are like the adult ones are coming in. And there's also a few missing.
Yeah. Hart will
Like
just
a teeny like teeny shark.
Hart will just say, "This is for you. You can take it."
You see him like his little claws into it and like pull it off of your hand, and like this thing is as big as its head, and it just kind of looks back up at you again, and it starts like breaking off pieces and handing them off to other people in the goblin tribe.
I love this baby goblin so much. Sorry, I thought I was muted.
Manifek is just kind of nodding like, yes, we share here. And Isabai will kind of like walk up, and she's got her arm around Spellix's shoulders, and he's like still tied up and looking terrified. And she's all like, yeah, you know what? I think everything's going to be okay.
Just keep that one in check. As Kuori comes out with Lydia. Gives a smile at the baby goblin.
Spellix gives like gives 2 thumbs up with his goblin claw hands.
Yeah, I think Hart will probably just like kind of like close his eyes and tilt his head up, and you just see his nose kind of wiggle as he smells the sun melting the snow. He's very happy.
All right.
Here.
And I think that we'll like pull out to see the light bearing down on this ramshackle town clinging to the side of a canyon. And to show like all of the gloom and the snow around it, there's just like this magical light that is spotlighting the town. And as we pull out more, we will see a figure kind of like step into the snow, looking at this miracle occurring on this town. A figure in warm weather clothing. Their identity is obscured, but they are witnessing this. And that's where we will leave off for today.
Yay! Nothing sinister could happen based off of the description of that ending. Yay! Man, I had an absolute blast in this Scooby-Doo mystery of a Rime of the Frostmaiden session, but we couldn't do that without an incredible DM. Hey, Wings, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, my name's Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. If you go to my account on Twitter, you can see my streaming schedule and see all the games that I'm playing in. DanaeKeener.com.
DanaeKeener.com. Hi everyone. My name's Satan, or Alyssa Vamp on the internet, as you can see down below, where my @ is at. Yeah, I don't have my schedule pinned on my Twitter page because it's a lot, so I'm just gonna say it all to you right now. So hey, if you are being like, wow, that's a cool person right there, I want to see more of them. Do you know where you can see more of me? On Twitch, on different channels. Other than here, Sunday nights, you can, and Thursday nights playing Mass, and once a month playing Monster Noir, which I believe we're gonna be playing next week. You can find me over Sunday mornings at the Hype Goblin, where I DM for a few of my friends. You can find me Monday afternoons around 5 o'clock EST. For the next 2 weeks, we're finishing off our Great American Witch campaign. So if you like witches, you like the 70s, you like bargain bars, and you like those sort of things, come join us. And on Saturdays, you can find me over at Valdrian's channel, who is in chat playing Dragon Age. And then right after that, you can find me over at Plot Hunters, where I play D&D when we're a all PLC, all LGBTQIA plus group. So if you like supporting those spaces, please come watch us. We're about to finish our Tyranny of Dragons campaign, but we all keep having our shots at the different moments and different weeks. So be on break because everybody's feeling down, and then we want to have everybody for the ending. But then, yeah, it's been a few weeks. But yeah, that's me. DanaeKeener.com.
Oh, hi, everybody. It's me, LizMac, or at LizMacD22 on Twitter. As you know, every Sunday you can find me here playing our Sweet Bean Rock Gnome Cleric Lydia. If you want to catch up with what I'm doing, such as my work with Clever Play Studio and our game Operation Tango, which launches June 1st. That's like in a month. I'm launching a video game in a month, so it would really mean a lot to me if you could wishlist the game on Steam and follow us on our socials. It's a really fun 2-player co-op game where you get to play as either a secret agent or a hacker extraordinaire and save the world. So if you want to do any of that, all of my links are in my link tree, which is now in the chat. So you can click all the buttons, and it really means a lot to indie game developers to wishlist the game on Steam. So just if there's any indie game that you're like, this sounds pretty cool, add it to your wish list. It costs you nothing and it helps so much. But other than that, I will see you guys next Sunday, and check out DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. However, next week we are also going to be having another show at Wednesday, on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is our Monster Noir game, GM'd by our lovely Greybeard of at Greybeard Tavern. That has Wings, Satan, myself, and our dear friend Laughmaker D&D on Twitter, also known as Koss in the chat. If you already support us on Twitch and YouTube and all of those other places, you can go and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. Or if this is your first time joining us, or you're caught up on everything that we have, which if that's the case, holy shit, why did you watch over almost 400 sessions of us playing D&D online? You can also check out Liz's pet project known as Jabroni.tv. There's a bunch of other amazing tabletop streamers there, as well as variety streamers that are live pretty much every week, every day of the week. So also go check them out, subscribe to them on YouTube, so that way I can give shout outs to Jabroni.tv on YouTube, because holy shit, it's basically like rolling your hands across the keyboard for that URL.
We are so close. We are 20 subscribers away from that custom URL.
Go subscribe to Jabroni.tv on YouTube. Just help them get to that 100, please. It would help me. It would help you guys. Please, please, please. But for now, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on our Discord, and we will do our best to respond in kind. But with that, I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by and join us for this show. Thank you to these players for helping us put up with Wings' bullshit once again this week, and we will see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!